This tutorial will show you how to create a logic branching form. If you are in the new drive, you'll click on the new button, and if you're in the old drive, the button will say create. So you're going to go to new and pick forms. The basic of a logic branching form is that you can branch off. So depending on what the person answers, it takes them to a different question. So let's start with our form. Got your basic form. We're not going to go into the formatting of everything. And we're just going to call this branching form practice. Now, there's a few things to remember with branching forms. First of all, the choice of go to the page based on an answer is the branching piece. There are only two types of questions that you can do that with: the multiple choice and the choose from a list. So you're not going to want to choose any of the other forms of questions if you want it to be a branching question. And you'll see what I mean as we go through it. So maybe your first question is for your name, and that could just be a text question. So you say done. If it's a required question, don't forget to check off required question. And then you say done. Now, you want to add another item. So we're going to add a multiple choice question, and maybe this is going to be is, what grade are you in? And depending what grade they're in, it's going to send them to a different spot. So let's say it's a middle school, and we're going to put 6th, and then we're going to put 7th, and then we're going to put 8th. If you want it to, these questions to go to different pages, there's a couple things. First of all, you have to check off go to page based on your answer. The other thing is you have to have the pages created in order to send them to the go to page based on the answer. Because notice when I check off go to page based on the answer, the default is continue to next page, continue to next page, continue to next page. And if I click on the menu, I don't have a choice except for go to page 1 and submit 4. So I can't finish this question without having the pages created. So you can make your question, but you have to create the pages. And you might be saying, well, how do I create the pages? You need to go to add an item and do a page break. Because the page break means you're breaking the page. If you get this message, just hit reload. I keep getting that message. So we will try it again, add item, page break. Now it let me do it. Now the page title is optional, so you don't need to have a page title on top of it. I like to put the page title on it because when you're choosing what page to go to, it makes it easier. So I'm just going to call this the 6th grade page. Okay, and then I'm going to do done. Then I'm going to add another item because I need a 7th grade page. Add item, page break, 7th grade, done, and I need an 8th grade page. Add item, 8th grade, oops, I'm sorry, I added a multiple choice question. Let's trash that. Let's do add item, page break, 8th grade, done. Now when I come up to my 6th grade question and I click on it to edit it, I can say, okay, go to page based on the answer, and then 6th grade can go to the 6th grade page. Notice the name is in the parentheses. So if you don't put a name in, you're going to have to remember what page is page 2, page 3, page 4. Not so easy. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And then it branches. Another thing that you have to be careful of is notice. After page 1, continue to next page, continue to next page, continue to next page. So one of the problems being now is when you have your different questions, you have to send them to different pages or it's going to go to the next page. So if I add an item and just say I make this a text item now that does not give me the option of going to the next page, and I say, you know, name the elective you want to take. And text. I don't have the choice of sending it to another page. So if I say name the elective you want to take and it's going to continue to the next page, it's going to take me to the 7th grade page. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's go to the live form. So there is some thinking when you're planning this out. So oftentimes if you're going to have a bunch of questions, you might want to make the questions at the top the ones that aren't branching and then deal with the branching questions near the bottom. So watch, I put my name in, I pick 6th grade, continue. It takes me to the 6th grade page, name the elective you want to take, and if I put in band and I do continue, look where it's taking me, to the 7th grade page. You're not going to want that. So when you're planning, you see what I mean by paying attention to where things are going. So it's kind of like once you start branching, you're going to branch. So let's change this to pick what elective you want to take, and let's make it multiple choice. So let's just say band, choir, drama. Now, one question is done, and if I'm going to do go to page based on the answer, remember, I need to create the pages because I don't have them. So we'll create the pages. I'll remind you, it's add item, page break, and I say name the pages, so you'll be able to recognize them. So I added my 2 other pages, spared you watching it. So now I have continue, you can continue band, choir can continue to choir, and drama can continue to drama, and then you say done. So on those pages, maybe I'm going to have on the pages, I'm going to say it could be, what period. Now remember, once again, these are branching, so you do need to either have it branching and be at the end, like go to submit form, because I'll show you one of the choices with the elective piece is you can say submit form. So you can end on a submit form, or you can end having everybody go to a page that they want to, or you have to keep branching. So remember, you're either keep on branching, you submit form at the end of something, because once something's branching, it's got to either branch or you got to make a page that everybody's coming back to. Okay? Now, since I'm doing this, band, choir, and drama, for 6th grade, I can make the same question and I can apply it if I want to the other grades, and then send them to the drama, choir, and band, and then they're at least back on 3 pages again, and then send them back to submit form or page at the end. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go down now to my 7th grade page and I add an item, I can add the multiple choice and it can be the same question. And I'm just going to write elective for short. And then I'm going to do the same 3, band, choir, drama. Now, obviously, you might not have the same 3, depends on what you're doing, but I'm doing this for sake of time just to show you. So we could continue on the next page, go to band. Continue on the next page, go to choir. Continue on the next page, drama, and maybe the 7th graders have an option for something different. Maybe they have an option for computer programming. So if I wanted to go to the computer programming page, obviously I need that page because I don't have that page added. So I can add an item and say computer programming as the page title. And maybe I can add the G. So now the choice over here, go to page, computer programming. I think you're getting the point. So let's make a page where everybody, when they pick their different pages, no matter band, choir, drama, or computer programming, you can pick a page where people can go back to. So for example, just say they pick drama, and we say, okay, you still have to do like a multiple choice or a choose from a list. So otherwise, it's going to just continue to the next page, which isn't going to work. After someone's on the drama page, you don't want them to continue to the choir page. So you do have to make sure you add an item that's multiple choice or checkbox. So I'm going to move a multiple choice and say drama, and I'll just ask, what period do you want to take drama? And I'm going to do go to the page based on the answer, and I'm going to say option 1, first, second, third. So if I want this to be the end, either I could say continue to page and send them all to an end of a page for a final question, or to bring them back in, and it wouldn't be branching anymore. If I made drama, choir, programming go to the same page, then you could stop branching, or I can do submit form. So I'm going to do submit form. Then you would have to do the same thing for choir, you'd have to do the same thing for band, you'd have to do the same thing for computer programming. So I think you kind of get it. So let me show you how it looks. I know I didn't do all the questions and all the pages. For the sake of time, I think you get the idea. So let's put my name in it. What's my name? 6th grade. My computer's a little slow. I want band. It's going to take me to the band page. Oops, that's the page that I didn't do submit form, sorry. It was drama. I do continue. What period do I want to take drama? I want to take it first. And I hit continue. And it's taking me to submit form. So you kind of get the idea. So just to review, with branching forms, it's multiple choice or checkbox. When you start branching, to get back together as one, you have to keep branching, 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 and then bring back, create a page that would bring back the final branching answer all the way to one pair, or make the final branching answer the choice submit form. So you can start with regular questions, then go to branch, bring everybody back together if you want, go back out and branch. Makes it kind of complicated, but it does take some thinking, and you hit submit, and then it's done. And that's branching forms.